Hello and welcome to Alan. I'm your host, Alan Tall, and today we'll be discussing the topic of the greatness of the medieval ages. And the greatness of the medieval ages that we'll be talking about today are cathedrals and universities. To give us facts about this extraordinary topic, we have special guest, Dr. Garguelis. Dr. Garguelis, welcome to the show.
Hello. Okay. Well, what would you like to ask questions about today?
Well, can you start off by telling us a little bit about cathedrals?
Sure.
Well, what is a cathedral?
A cathedral is a major church headed by a bishop who oversees a region's churches.
I heard that cathedrals have been built in certain ways. Can you tell us more about this?
Sure. Well, they were built with gargoyles, which are carved stone figures that sit high on walls. They were built as waterspouts, and they were built to frighten away evil spirits with their grotesque features. Also, cathedrals were built with stained glass. This let in light through brightly colored panes. The stained glass usually illuminated images of saints and Bible scenes. So that the peasants who could not read, they could look at it and they could actually see what happened.
Interesting.
And that's how they kind of honored God.
That's very interesting. So for this time period, how did they hold up the building's roof?
Well, architects would build these structures called flying buttresses, and they would hold up the roof.
Well, that's very interesting information about cathedrals. Could you now talk to us about the universities?
Sure. Unlike today, universities were not a big building or campus. They were often groups of professors and students that grouped up together in rooms and rented rooms or in churches.
So did they have textbooks like we do today?
Yes, actually they did. They would cost a lot though. So usually students would rent them or they would buy them together and they would share them.
That's very smart. So what language did they speak at universities?
They spoke Latin because that was chosen by the church, which kind of headed everything during the time.
I see. I just have one last question for you. How did the idea of universities start?
Well, old books from the Greeks were passed along trade routes over time. And at one point, people started to realize that they were smart concepts that they could use in life. So, people started to get an interest in learning. Then, universities started.
That's very interesting. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a great pleasure to have you on our show.
Okay, well, it was my pleasure.
Thank you. Well, that's our show for today. Have a great day.